Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Martha's Vineyard, Season 2, Episode 1.
Hey, can I join the Martha Vineyard Club with y'all?
Yes.
Can I join? It look nice inside. Y'all got lobster tail, crabs, wine. Can I join? Mm-hmm. Listen here, this will be my first season watching it, but I did my homework, so I'm not going to ruin y'all show. You ready, Blair?
I'm ready.
Make sure y'all subscribe, like, share, comment. Let's get into Season 2.
So everyone is heading to the Vineyard. We're seeing folks get on planes, trains, cars, everything to get to Martha's Vineyard. We see Bria brings Milo back this season, her emotional support dog.
Hello, Milo.
And Jasmine is there without her husband, Silas. He actually got deployed to Europe for 10 months, so he's not going to be able to be there. So she needs the support from her friends now more than ever.
Thank you for your service. Okay.
So Summer and Jordan arrive, and Jordan felt like Jasmine was being inauthentic last year. She felt like Jasmine was trying to push her to be with one of the guys on the show, and that Jasmine was trying to act like this perfect wife. And she is wondering if the carefree, fun person Jordan knows is even there still.
What are you thinking so far, seeing everybody come back and things of that nature, Blair, knowing that you watch all of season 1 and so forth?
I mean, it just seems like everyone's super excited. They seem very positive and looking forward to their time together. It does seem that Jasmine is on the outs with people. It doesn't seem like, before Jasmine was like the center of the crew. And she was the glue that was holding the people together. And a lot of people knew each other, of course, through their Playboy days, but also through Jasmine. And it seems like folks have started to make their own bonds around her and not including her. So,
I think I'm seeing that too. I was very interested to see what will be Jordan's explanation, because they gonna have that talk about why are you closer with the friends that I introduced you to.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But that's usually what happens. That's the danger of introducing your friends to somebody else's group of friends, because they could be like, wow, we like you a little bit better. You know what I mean?
Well, Summer's friend Noelle is coming, and she's a fun time. She says she's like Shanice and Bria, just wanting to party, have a good time, and just enjoy herself.
Yeah. Well,
Shanice arrives, and all of the ladies take shots except for Jasmine. She says she's having a dry summer. She's not doing any drinking this year.
Okay, dry summer.
Amir is in a relationship with this Summer, and he's not going to be trying to talk to Scoot up next to Jordan. Like, he has put that in the past. He loves his new girlfriend, and they're a thing. Summer says that she would see Alex, because Alex comes in. She would see Alex. They would hang out when they were in each other's cities, like LA, New York. But when she sees him, she calls him trash, and she really doesn't even talk to him or acknowledge him when he walks in the door.
Listen here, we should have known something was up.
Yeah.
You're like, wait a minute, trash. like trash is such a direct direct explanation, or like why am I trash?
Yeah.
If we just kicking it as friends, I don't be calling my friends trash now, but I guess this was just a foreshadowing of what we will get into with them too.
Yeah. And last year they did have a budding romance, and so yeah, but we'll get into it. So Preston arrives, and there's this whole room situation. The girls take all the singular bedrooms and leave the guys to sleep in the bunk beds, but they find an extra room. They save it for Preston so he can have his own room as well. So when Amir and Nick arrive, they're not pleased with the bedroom accommodations. They both have girlfriends. Their girlfriends are going to come later on during the vacation to spend time, so they don't really know how they're going to navigate that situation.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. If you want to pick the room, you got to be the first one there.
Yeah, you got to get there early.
You get what I'm saying? You already know the ones who ain't got a man, who ain't got an extra person coming to visit, is going to get the king size bed with all this stuff.
With the private bathroom
and everything. The women who ain't got nobody, the dry summer, the one who got a husband that's not going to participate in anything. Jasmine should be up against that wall bunk bed. You get what I'm saying? But no, you come last, so you go get what's left.
Right.
So
Noelle arrives.
Yeah.
And there's this situation to where Summer was dating Noelle's roommate, and that's how she ended up meeting Noelle and becoming good friends with her.
Okay, Summer, you had a summer on you, didn't you? You know what I mean?
So the guys think that Noelle is cute. She's giving AKA energy. We do find out that she is an AKA.
Of course.
Shanice asked the girls, what do they think of Amir's girlfriend? Summer thinks she seems standoffish, and they're just kind of joking around like, we don't want your man, girl. Like, you have nothing to worry about.
What do you think of Amir's girlfriend?
I don't know, because she hasn't been on the show, and I don't look at their social medias to like try to learn people's personality. So I really don't know anything about her, honestly.
Well, we gonna learn about it. As far as I know, I learned that she's, so we gonna see their interaction and how she blends in with the friend group,
Yeah. Well, Summer says that Alex told her that he is an F-boy and he wants to be an F-boy.
Okay.
And that's something that she learned.
Oh, well.
During their time together.
Summer, you definitely know a lot about friendship. I mean, like, what's going on here? Okay.
So Preston's father passed. Yeah. His funeral is the next day, and he hasn't seen his father since middle school. His dad came back into his life around law school, but he didn't feel like his dad was really being authentic. He felt the dad was trying to mend the relationship for himself rather than his son. Yeah. And also, he and his sister were disinvited and not included in a lot of the planning when it came to the funeral. Yeah. So he's just making peace with the fact he's not going to go, and he's just going to move on with his life. Yeah. But at this point, he needs support from his friends. Yeah. I mean, only thing I really have to say about that is hopefully Preston gets the closure he needs. Yeah. I mean, because it is hard not having a parent in your life. Yeah. And then for the parent to come back in your life, and then you have these mixed emotions about them, to where maybe you aren't in the space to accept them returning. Yeah, that's true. And then when they pass, then you think, should I have been in a better space to accept them? A lot of emotions, a lot of like maybe longing for a relationship that was never there. Yeah. So, I mean, it can be very conflicting. So even though if he wasn't close to his dad, it can still be hard to lose a parent.
Yeah, it still pops. So.
Yeah. Alex is asking Noelle where she's from, and he's trying to get to know her a little bit. And it seemed like he had a little interest in her. You know, it seemed a little bit more than just friendly. And they are all cooking the crabs, all the ladies. Half the folks are playing on the trampoline. And Noelle says that she's seen Alex out and about before. She always thought he was cute. Jasmine and Bria say that, well, he only really went out on like a date or two with Summer. So if you're into him, you probably could. Oh, Jasmine. But Noelle says that, she did speak to Summer, and Summer said that they've hung out and it wasn't that serious. Summer apparently gave Noelle the agency to fool with Alex if she wants, because she says she's not into him anymore.
Listen here, man, Jasmine, I see you. You're a part-time wife, part-time Martha's Vineyard cast, part-time matchmaker. You are ahead of all trades. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's very interesting to see just the dynamic. Too many cooks, in my opinion, in the kitchen. Like
a lot of obey.
Something is going to taste good. Something is going to be left to the side. Something is just not going to. Something just not going to hit. You know what I mean? And it's going to be very hard or very offensive when I'm eating, and I say, "Who cooked this?" You know what I'm saying? Okay, you continue cooking. This stuff right over here, the stuff I got on the end of my table, I don't want no parts of no more. Please keep them out the kitchen, Yeah. Too many cooks for me.
So everyone goes outside for dinner. They actually finish cooking. Summer asks why Jasmine isn't drinking. And she says she wants to refocus and get clear in her head. And she tells him it's just a dry summer. Jordan asks Alex about his event that he didn't invite everyone to.
Yeah, I will say this, though, because Summer, it just seems like, okay, you're talking about me behind my back, about Alex and things like that, and now we all at the table, and now the theme is like we all basically catching up and things of that nature. Before all of that, when you literally just said, what did you say about Jasmine not drinking? I would think if somebody was drinking last year and you're a woman, unfortunately, that if you come in this year, I'd be like, oh, are you pregnant? Yeah. Like, I would think, like, what is the change that happened that make you want to go dry? But if y'all would have invited me and keep me in the loop with y'all friend group that I kind of put together, y'all would know, and this wouldn't be the first time y'all would hear about this objective of me trying to be clear and me wanting a dry summer and things like that. But it just seems like everybody kept in touch, and now Jasmine got to catch up with everybody when everybody been basically kept some type of connection with the group. Yeah. And now Summer finally gets her chance to basically be like, hey, you was in New York. How come you invite me? Yeah. And I'm like, Okay, Summer.
Well, Summer, Jordan, and Preston were invited to this event that Alex had. It was some type of community music event that him and his friends put together. He says that if you're subscribed to it, if you follow us on social media, you'll get to know about it. And they said, well, Bria got like a one-on-one invite, so why didn't we get the same invitation?
And Milo.
Bria brings up that Summer and Jordan went to dinner and didn't invite her.
Wait a minute.
And Jordan was explaining, or someone was explaining, like, Jordan was housing me. So I wanted to treat her to dinner since she was letting me stay with her. And Preston is just over the drama. He's like, oh my gosh. Bria tells Preston, if you want me to leave, I'll leave.
Okay.
And Preston is just like, I'm tired of the dramatics. He's like, we don't have to have this big hoopla every time we get together.
Yeah.
And he knows that he's going through a lot, and he doesn't appreciate that Bria is trying to press him out right now. Honestly, I felt like Preston was just on edge with everything that was going on. Because the conversation, even though he was somewhat involved, really wasn't towards him. So he could have just, like, ate his food.
Yeah, and this is what you call the little sibling syndrome. You get what I'm saying? Even if she didn't go there yet, I think he saw where it could go. And he just met her there.
Yeah.
She wasn't even, we don't even have the proof that she was going to go there. But if you're a big brother or if you're a big sister and you know how your little sibling are, as Bria is basically the little sibling of the group and things like that, you're like, you know what, don't start. Do not start tonight.
Right.
We do not want the dramatics. You know what, do you want me to leave? You can go. I'm like, okay. Preston took it to a place that I was like, but you know, it is what it is. He even admit in the confessional or even things, I think at the table rather, where he was like, I'm on the edge a little bit now. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? But hey, I like the fact that Bria, even though like we all view Bria as like, okay, Bria.
Yeah.
She didn't edge him on. You get what I'm saying? She kind of was like, you know what? I can go. And then right when she was leaving, people were like, like we doing this the first night. We haven't even been here for 12 hours.
Yeah, you know and Preston kind of taunted her like, you're going to be in a room and cry for 2 days like you did last year.
Like a big brother. You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Go in your room. So Preston says, you know, when she goes upstairs in her room, he tells everybody, like, me and Bria talk every day. Like, Preston says, like, we all don't live in the same city, but we do like to get out and try to support everybody's events. Yeah. And then when Bria comes back, she spoke to somebody, I couldn't remember who she was talking to in the room, but they were basically like, if you're upset and Preston's your friend and you love him, you should be able to talk to him. And so she goes back and she apologizes. Amir thinks it's too much. He doesn't understand why she gets to throw tantrums and just come back and be a part of the group like it's nothing.
Because she's the little sister.
Yeah.
Listen here, little siblings get privileges that like, you know, that the parent will discipline the older sibling for. But by the time the littlest sibling comes, the parents is old, they tired, they don't have the same strong hand anymore. Amir, you just got to ignore her and the dog. That's all.
But see, I don't know if it's a cultural thing, because even though Amir, I think he's like black and like mixed with something else, but he wasn't raised like in the black culture. So when he came to Martha's Vineyard last year, it was really the first time like he was getting introduced of a lot of like the black cultural stuff. So I'm wondering if, which I guess it may not be a black cultural thing, but you can consider friends family and like she's like a little sibling, but I don't know if Amir holds her to the same regard as everybody else and not looking at her like little sis. You know what I'm saying?
It makes sense.
So I don't know. Preston was just relaying to Bria, like, when I said, like, oh my gosh, like, that wasn't to you. It was just to the moment. Like, I was just irritated.
And when he put words to it, I was like, nah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It just so happens that you were the last one to talk, Bria, so you caught it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, when we think everything is calm, Summer says, well, I'm not really done with the conversation.
Oh, my goodness. Alex was so happy. Alex was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, she says, actually, you know, I was in New York, and you knew I was in New York because we FaceTime earlier that day. You saw I was at Jordan's apartment. So why didn't you invite us? Like, you're not being honest. Summer says you didn't invite the person who lives in New York, and you didn't invite the person that you've been inside of.
Wait a minute.
How did we get here, Summer?
Summer said you didn't invite the person who was in New York. Meaning I'm already in the city. And then you're not going to invite the person you've been inside of. If I was at the table, I just would have dropped the fork.
Noelle was pouring herself some more wine because she was just like, this is a lot.
What did you think of that scene so far?
I mean, it was a jaw drop moment. I mean, okay, y'all were intimate, but why are you telling everybody? But that lets you know that the issue she has is bigger than not getting invited to an outing. Yeah. It's sounds like she caught feelings.
Especially since if you go to the beginning of the show a little bit, she over here talking about like, yeah, I hung out with Alex and things like that, but he's trash. And I was like, okay. And whole time you thinking it's just about an invitation to a show, but no, he been inside of me. Okay. And he didn't invite me. Listen here, guys. I'm new to this. I'm not true to this, and I see why y'all like the show. I'm like, we getting off like this. Yeah. We are starting off just like this, and it feels real.
Very authentic.
In the sense of, like, it's not reality TV. All these people know each other. And Alex, you're caught in your bullish a little bit. Yeah. I'm going to tell you why he didn't invite you, Summer. Because his girl was there. or even someone who he was interested into knowing or basically maybe forging a relationship was going to be there. Usually, because I think Alex even explained that it was, even though it was like a music thing, he was like the host of it and stuff like that. Yeah. And one thing, listen here, I get to go to New York. We probably get to have this rooftop event and things like that. I get to invite a woman and she get to see me run things a little bit like that. It get her juices going. My juices already flowing, you know. I don't want someone want to come there and think it's one thing and now she want to be in the photos.
And she want to be at your hip all night.
No, I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So now she's like, you know, you've been inside of. I just thought that, hey, there's some people at this table I didn't tell, and now this is their first time hearing it, and you making it seem like it's more than what it was. Alex, I will say, just be honest.
I feel like he was though, because even Summer said he was an F boy.
No. I mean, like, be honest in the sense of, like, no, I didn't invite you.
Oh, yeah. Like, in that sense, yeah.
Don't say, hey, you followed the community tab on like, you're like, nah, just be like, oh, like.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
Or, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry we're to move all of this aside, but I think Summer had an objective to drop the bomb.
She wanted to say that.
Exactly. I don't think I'm sorry would have sufficed, though.
Right. Well, Alex tells her, to be honest, I really wasn't paying attention. He says, if you're going to call that out and ask, why did I do that? Then why did you do the same thing to someone else?
Get it off me. Get the heat off me there.
Alex has been to multiple events where Jasmine wasn't invited. Ooh. And Jasmine asked, why haven't I been invited? She's tried her best to call people, stay in touch, and people have just been dropping the ball when it comes to her. Jasmine even says that she isn't as close to Jordan now, and Jordan tells her we'll have the conversation privately.
Listen here, Alice was like, whew, you know what I mean? Listen here, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What you taught me in my class of watching this show with you is that Jasmine and Jordan been friends outside the show, right?
I think a group of them, about four of them.
About a group of them. But basically, this show, this friendship wasn't forged because of the show. No. In the sense that they met for the first time on the show. They was a group. Yeah. Do you think, based on what you've seen in season 1, that Jasmine contributed to her being on the outs based on her performance on the show?
Yeah.
How so?
Just because last season she was doing a lot as far as being like Susie Homemaker, trying to be the perfect housewife. Yeah. But she was under a lot of pressure from her husband to make sure like she cooked all of his meals, ironed all his clothes, like doing all these different things. So not only was she trying to do that for him, but she was also trying to be the host and make everyone feel welcome and included for the house. Yeah. But it also kind of came across as like controlling and bossy at times. Yeah. But I really don't think it was her intention to be overbearing to people. You know, like she was kind of being like the mom of the group when everyone knows her as their friend, they hang out with, all this type of stuff. And now she's taking on this mom, big sister role when they don't really view her that way. Yeah.
And the only problem I have with this, if we go get into their one-on-one conversation, is y'all haven't talked to her in over a year. You get what I'm saying? There was no communication of even a breakup in friendship. Yeah. So it leaves me in limbo. And then we get a next season contract. And now I'm coming in after seeing y'all on Instagram, seeing y'all on Twitter, seeing y'all hanging out.
Going on vacation.
And no one's talking to me. But yet I'm back at the house and I'm not in the loop of what's really going on with anybody's life. Yeah. If it's one thing if I didn't make the attempts while the show was off of trying to reach out and things like that, but Jasmine said I've been reaching out all year.
Yeah.
And for someone to not actually give her even that one-on-one conversation of, this is why we don't bang with you. You basically was walking around with like your nose up, or like we watched back season 1 and things like that, and the things you were saying was kind of foul. I didn't like that. I think if y'all was friends before the show was formed, that you owed your friend a conversation of why you may feel like I don't want to be friends with you no more. That's just how I feel.
And I agree. If y'all are that good of friends and have been friends for that long, then I think it's worth a conversation. And the thing is, Jordan and Jasmine had like a couple of conversations during the season about what Jasmine was doing and how she was acting. And Jasmine, I felt like, was really listening to Jordan. She wasn't trying to fight with her or not see her side or anything like that. So I feel like if there was some stuff after the season or when things aired that rubbed people the wrong way, I mean, maybe not everybody, but at least Jordan should have had the decency to be like, Jasmine, like, this bothered me.
Something, but to go completely mute and blank,
and then purposely not invite her on like a vacation, like, is, to me, it's just like, it's spiteful. Like, you're trying to make her feel isolated.
Feel something, You're right.
Well, they wake up the next morning. Alex can feel the drama coming from Summer, but he's not going to let her get a rise out of him.
You ain't going to move me, woman.
Silas FaceTimes Jasmine. He sent her flowers and a note. And everyone, the plan for the day is to go onto the dock and get the boat ready for their boat day.
Listen here, the funny thing, even though it's a small thing.
Oh, Amir.
While I'm watching the show, I'm asking Blair like for some like tips, like who is this person? Who is Amir? It's like Amir is this person. It's like Amir that person. Is Preston this person? And just trying to get a feel of who's who. They said like Amir. She said Amir's kind of like the housekeeper. Like he don't really like a dirty house. He's usually like the one that's cleaning and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay. And literally the next scene, he's literally scrubbing the fridge.
like the night before, he was washing the pots and pans. The morning after, he's over here talking about, this is really one of my favorite cleaning products.
I'm like, wow, I didn't think he was like that, you know, like this, like that, you know.
But that's good. Like, you need people like that, especially when you got other folks who would just leave the house any old kind of way. Like, you need folks to keep it in a decent
But I didn't know it was like, I thought it was just like, oh, I don't like dishes in the sink the night before. No, he's like, I'm scrubbing the fridge. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So on the boat, Preston shares with everyone it's his father's funeral today. Yeah. He tells us in the confessional his dad was an alcoholic. He was abusive. But towards the end of his life, he tried to become a better person. Yeah. And Preston is at peace with not being at the funeral.
Yeah, man. Like I said, peace and love to you, Preston. Yeah. When it comes to that, because you could be at peace today, but grief come in waves. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
And you can be unsure of the decisions you make with different times. So it's hard.
So so I'm hoping that decision is not out of resentment. You get what I'm saying? From not being invited, from just getting invited by a Google alert. I know how that can feel like you're really not part of the family. Yeah. But peace and love to you, man. Peace and love.
Well, Jasmine pulls Jordan for a talk, and the distance has been hurtful to Jasmine, and she's wondering, like, what has she done to her?
We about to have a discussion, y'all.
So Jordan pulled away because she felt like she couldn't trust who she was seeing in regards to Jasmine. She didn't know if she could trust Jasmine. Now, Jasmine understands that she was settling into her marriage last year, and Jordan says Jasmine was putting on this act of being the perfect wife, and Jordan didn't feel like she was getting the authentic Jasmine. Okay. And Jasmine said that she wasn't authentic. She admits she wasn't authentic because she was struggling. Yeah. And Jordan says Jasmine didn't text her back about trying to resolve an issue. And Jasmine says that, okay, one text message to where I didn't respond, but I've been calling her and I've been trying to communicate with her. And she says, you getting close to everyone is also causing more separation between us. And Jasmine feels like Jordan has a wall up and is being guarded during this conversation.
Am I team Jasmine? It's something about Jordan in this scene that kind of, and correct me, Blair, throughout my conversation, please. Okay. It's something about Jordan in this scene that made me go, where's your empathy? Where's your sympathy? Where's your
grace?
Something, because even when she says something like, she ain't being real, she ain't being authentic, like, I knew Jasmine when she had the little thing on the side, and then it showed like a dusty picture of Jasmine. I'm like,
it's like a buzz cut.
I'm like, okay, I got my head right. I just want to know and hope this is not a situation with Jasmine and Jordan where Jordan feels like Jasmine may have upgraded her life in some way, and now you can't be the friend that upgrade your life because now you kind of make me feel like, oh, you ain't real or that you gonna be above me. I'm just like, I know some people in real life that only want you on level 3. Yeah. The minute you like get married or the minute you be like, you know what, I'm gonna fix my credit. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm gonna do, Blair. I'm gonna fix my credit. I'm gonna get from level 3 to level 4. And then every time when I try to fix my credit, you'd be like, I remember when you was broke. And I'm like, but I'm trying to fix my life. Yes. Jasmine is saying right here, she's trying to be authentic, the thing that Jordan's not saying that she is. She's like, look, I was in this whole marriage thing. I was newly married. You know how y'all are with newly married and things like that. And I was trying to be the perfect wife. Mm-hmm. I was under a lot of pressure. He yelled at me for leaving a water stain on his pants. Hello. You get what I'm saying? I was going through it. While I was trying to be a wife, I was also trying to still be present in the friendship. Now, if there's some things I said in season 1 that I shouldn't have said, of course, you know. Mm-hmm. But why am I not owed? Okay, I'm not owed an invitation to y'all trip because y'all don't bang with me. Okay, can I be owed a conversation of why? Yeah. Like, how do you feel about this Jordan versus Jasmine thing? On your perspective of how you see this. I mean, it's like a double-edged sword. Like when people get married or have children, whenever there's like a really big life event, you've got people who may drop to the wayside as far as friends that you thought would be able to be on that journey with you. Yeah. And it could be a mixture of that person being envious or jealous of the strides that you're making in your life. Yeah. And it could also be the person who is making these strides in their life, acting as though they have something better or something over the friendship and or their friend. So it could be that way. Now, when it comes to Jasmine and Jordan, I do feel like Jasmine was trying to take the approach of, oh, you're my single friend. I got to get you with somebody. We got to get you married and all this type of stuff. And that can get tiring. And that can be very tiring. And Jordan was saying, like, just because I'm not married doesn't make my life inconsequential. Like, I live a full life. I have a good time. I'm safe. Like, I don't need a man to make my life full. And Jasmine, I feel like she eventually backed off of that. But that's very annoying, especially when you've been my homegirl. We were single and we were doing all these things together. So what are you talking to me about this for? Now, I do feel like with Jordan and Jasmine being friends for so long, Jordan could have been frustrated with how Jasmine was acting as she was newly married. Okay. But as Jasmine is, even this season, I feel like she's coming with a different energy. And Jordan can have that conversation with her and be like, girl, last year you was wilding. But I understand that you were going through a transition and you really didn't know how to be or how to act. And I would say that would just be some grace that Jordan can give Jasmine, because honestly, Jasmine didn't do anything, at least in my eyes, to Jordan. She didn't hurt her purposely. She didn't try to lie on her. She didn't do anything to cause Jordan harm. Like, she was trying to be the best version of herself in this new role. Yeah. And it was just awkward. Yeah. And it wasn't real. And Jasmine said it wasn't real. And based on the notes that I got from season 1, I think at one point Jordan had a breakdown. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? You know, she coming through Playboy and things of that nature, being part of that. And of course, everybody like her, and she basically barking at the guys, don't like me. You know, move. Yeah. Get away from me. You know what I mean? But you over here, you parading, you Playboy and things like that. And I think you're beautiful. Just because you're on Playboy, that don't mean like you like loose or anything. But I just think you're beautiful. I'm not beautiful. Get away from me. Yeah. Okay. Right? And then eventually you share with us basically the trauma and the things that you're going through in your life that you're experiencing, right? And no one didn't pack you to the side and be like, we ain't bringing that trauma girl to the trip. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? She's struggling with things that she's going through. How come when Jasmine going through things, especially the fact that Jasmine is definitely looking for some type of resolve, because she like, I'm not going to be distracted by my husband now. Yeah, he's not here. Now, like, you can get to me, and maybe you may see that as fake. But I will say this, and I know y'all don't like talking to newly married people because we be on our little high horse. Well, leave me and my pony alone, okay? There is something to, you really don't understand obligations once someone is really married. Oh yeah, I could go on the guy's trip as listen here. As long as she was my girlfriend, I ain't even got asked to go. I'm like, I'm not here August through November. You get what I'm saying? But once you're married, I can't do the girls' trips. I can't do the guys' trips. I can't just leave one weekend without letting them know or planning ahead and things like that. So
and even it can be as simple as not necessarily like, oh, I don't want you out drinking with your friends. It could be something as, we're trying to get a house. Like, we don't have the finances for you to be blowing money when we're actually trying to build a life together. Like, it can be so many deeper things when it comes to a marriage and trying to create a life with somebody, that no, you can't just live free and willy-nilly without the thought of your person or the future that you want to have, or the children you want to have.
So there is something to Jordan. You probably really don't understand, like Jasmine's new life and her new obligations, and how, like, you may see it as not her true self, but the greatest thing that a human can do is change. Yeah, you know what I mean. And it's all about, are you gonna be with me with that change? You don't have to be, but conversation. You over here trying to gaslight me, in my opinion, talk about, I sent you a text, but I've been calling you. Yeah. Right? Don't like ignore my phone calls and talk about like I responded to you. You didn't. I would say in this conversation, it is the first time, so I will give Jordan a pass, but she was guarded. She did come off as, I'm gonna let you talk because you want to talk, and then I'm gonna listen. And maybe that's just the first day, we on the boat, the speaker died, the music ain't there, so I ain't, somebody ate my burger. Yeah. So I will give Jordan a pass. In the comments below, right? Who side are you on? Are you on Jasmine's side or are you on Jordan's side? Based on the information that y'all have from this episode and based on what y'all seen in season 1. Because I need to learn. And I'm going to put it on y'all to teach me. Okay? Let's go, Blair.
Well, Summer and Alex get to have their one-on-one. Yeah. Summer felt disrespected, the fact that she wasn't included on Alex's event. And she says to be inside of someone, there's a certain love that you have to have for each other. Whoa. Alex feels like love is a reach. Yes. Summer expects to be included in things that he has going on. And Alex tells her he thinks that's an unfair expectation. Yeah. Summer says maybe it is.
What? Are you admitting to me right now you're crazy?
She said everyone already knew we were intimate the summer, that summer. Yeah. And Alex said, people only knew because you took a picture of me when I wasn't looking and you sent it to Jordan, and then Jordan ended up telling everybody.
So basically, they only know because you told them.
Exactly. And Summer says Alex doesn't want a relationship, but she never asked him for that. He said he was an F boy, and she knew what she was getting, which was an F. And then she ends up apologizing to him for setting unrealistic expectations.
Your thoughts, Blair?
I'm happy Summer came around because... If the man is not, if y'all aren't in a relationship, like, I don't know what you are expecting from this person. Now, I can get with Summer if he was to be telling her sweet nothings, talking about, I want to be with you, I want to do this, I want to do that. But it sounded like he was very clear from jump that he was just having fun. And if you agree to just have fun and you catch feelings, that's on you. And I think Summer came to her senses and realized it was on her.
If you take a picture of me without me knowing, listen here, I'm calling the cops on you. Okay. Also, I will say this, though. If you're going to have this type of conversation and you over here admitting that, okay, maybe I did. Don't whisper it. I'm going to look around and say, do y'all hear this? You know what I mean? I think Summer caught feelings, and my only fear is this is not the end of it. I have a feeling that this will be circled back. I don't know if Alice going to have an F-boy somewhere in Martha's Vineyard. I don't know how she's going to feel if she see Alex or see him talking to somebody and things like that. Summer just seems like the type, based on what we've seen in just this hour episode, that she jumps to conclusions. And even, look, they had a conversation of what it is and what it was, and she seemed like she's on the ball now. Yeah. Today. Yes. As in, at this moment. But, 6 hours later, I don't know what she's going to feel. It's just, I got my eye on Summer. Right. Okay. Anything else that happened?
No, that was pretty much where we left off.
Listen here, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm liking this club y'all let me in.
Okay.
Y'all got good drinks.
Get comfortable.
Y'all got good appetizers. You get what I'm saying? I'm really feeling the show. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment on the show, share the show. Listen, the video doesn't end when we stop talking. It stops when y'all start commenting. So, and plus, y'all got homework to do. Y'all got to write me and let me know what I miss and what I need to know. So when episode 2 come out, I sure can act like I've been here.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Anything else?
That's it.
Y'all be good.
Bye.